Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day so far and welcome to today's video, which is going to be another "You do not need that" video. If you haven't seen these videos before or you are new to my channel, hi, welcome. These videos are for you if you are trying to avoid making purchases at the moment, if you are on a no buy, if you don't want to be tempted by any of this makeup, if you're trying to be good, if you're trying to save money, or you're just trying to cut back on the amount of makeup that you buy. There's no judgment here. This is a safe space. You do you. However, if you are trying to cut down on your spending, this video may be very, very helpful. I'm here to talk you out of purchasing these products. I'm here to be the angel on your shoulder against the devil that is some of these photographs. I mean, I don't know about you, but it's an overwhelming time right now. There are new releases coming left, right, and centre, willy-nilly about the place. They're everywhere. I can't breathe for new releases, just breathing down my neck all of the time. And it's confusing. I feel overwhelmed. As a content creator, I don't even know where to start. I don't know what people are interested in. I don't even know what I'm interested in anymore. It's been overwhelming. There's a lot. It's a lot. So let's just not buy any of it because that's a valid option. So first up, let's talk about this Charlotte Tilbury foundation. So I have already reviewed this one on my channel. Maybe you are super excited. It's a Charlotte Tilbury foundation. It looks very, very beautiful. It's a very nice foundation. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you it's disgusting. It's a nice, beautiful foundation. However, number one, how many nice, beautiful foundations do you already own? Number two, this is a permanent product. I say this to you guys all the time. What is your hurry? I know what my hurry is. I have to get a review up before every Tom, Dick and Harry has already done one. Otherwise, no one's going to watch it. But what's your hurry? Are you in a hurry to get a review up also? Or are you just trying to buy every single thing in some kind of race that nobody knows is happening? Because I feel like that's a very tempting rabbit hole to go down. We don't need to buy every single thing when it comes out, especially not if it's permanent. Get this through our heads. Permanent makeup's not going anywhere. You can wait for payday. You can wait till you've used the 28 other foundations of a very similar ilk to this one that you already own. If you own the Futurist Hydra Rescue by Estee Lauder, if you own one of the Shiseido foundations, if you own the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate, if you own any number of medium coverage luminous foundations, why do you need another one for? It's a lovely foundation. Is it any lovelier than all of your favourites that you already have? Probably not. It's probably very similar. You don't need 14 of the same type of foundation. Remember that. But if you still really, really love this one, the look of it, and you want to buy it and you want to try it, that's fine. You're allowed. You're allowed to do that. But don't rush. Don't break the bank. Don't use a Klarna. Don't use your credit card because it's permanent. It's going to be around. There's no rush. It's not a race. It's not. Take your time. Wait until the money is easy to spend. Wait until you've used the foundations you've already got. It's not going anywhere. And you can watch lots of reviews in that time. Decide if it's really for you, if it's really offering you something else. Make sure you get your right shade. Don't rush out and buy it just because it's available. That's not a good reason. Next up, let's talk about this Bridgerton collection from Pat McGrath. Now, you may have missed out on this one. It's sold out very, very quickly, but it is being restocked. Of course, it's being restocked. Of course, nothing's really limited edition anymore. Have you noticed? So here's the thing. All of this is very, very easily skippable. The blush trio, the two blushes and the highlight, those are all existing shades. If you didn't need or want that to begin with, why do you suddenly need it now because it's got a blue box? Did you perhaps think that the Duke himself was going to turn up with it and deliver it to your door? Because, fair enough, he isn't though. I'm just going to break that to you. The two highlights, I mean, these look, as far as finish, they look fine, they look nice. If you already own all the other previous Pat McGrath highlights, again, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop that. We've already got all of them. This isn't going to be much different. If you had, especially if you bought the holiday Pat McGrath highlight, that looks exactly the same to me. Okay, now the one thing that may not be quite so easily skippable from this collection is the eyeshadow palette, because it is a little, it's not the exact same colour story we've seen that, to my eye, from Pat McGrath in one palette. Hold your horses. However, if you own the Divine Rose twins, Divine Rose 1 and 2, if you own Mothership 1 that has this blue in it already, if you own lots of the quads, Celestial, Divinity, several quads with that blue, very similar blues in. So again, if you own a lot of Pat McGrath, you've already got the vast majority, if not everything that's in that palette, okay? This one's just blue. That's what it is. And we love Bridgerton. A lot of us, we enjoy Bridgerton, okay? But you don't get points for buying things with the logo on. We all can just enjoy it without owning items that are vaguely connected. Like I said, I don't think Reggie is giving out dates based on how many items of merchandise from Bridgerton you own. If he is, then by all means, knock yourself out. Next up, the Dior Foundations, these new reformulated versions of their already existing foundations. I mean, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Don't you? You know you don't need these. You know that. You don't need me to tell you that, right? The Dior Forever foundation, the matte version or the Skin Glow foundation. First of all, I beg of you, before you buy these, one, again, permanent, stop it. Wait until you've run out before you buy a new permanent item, the same as the ones you already own. If you are a big fan of the original formulas of these foundations, and therefore you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be exactly like my Holy Grail foundation, but even better, I'm going to give you a bit of information. They're worse. Watch any review on YouTube. I'd recommend watching Morgan Turner and Michelle Wong. Both of those women loved the original Skin Glow foundation, and like many of you are about to be very disappointed that they, as usual with these luxury brands reformulating things that nobody asked them to, they've made it worse. We don't know why. We can't say. Who knows what's going on over there? Maybe they're just bored and looking for some drama. We don't know. But yeah, if you love the original ones, these aren't the same. And if you didn't like them, these are even worse. So there's no one who should be buying either of these. Next up, the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser. This is a new Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturiser, this time light revealing. Laura Mercier have already come out with, I think, like 2 or maybe even 3 tinted moisturisers in the last, like, I'd say 18 months. There's been 3 new tinted moisturisers from Laura Mercier. I've personally found all 3 of the ones that I have tried to be essentially the same. I don't notice very much difference between any of them. I don't know if that's just me. Maybe if you have a different skin type, you're very, very oily or you're very, very dry, that you might see a bigger difference between them, but I personally don't. And therefore I feel like this one is pretty likely to be, again, a very, very similar one. If you own many tinted moisturisers, is this one going to be wildly different to the ones you already own? I mean, it can't possibly be. How different can it be? What do you think is going to happen? Is someone going to turn up at your door and apply it for you? Give you a skincare facial before it goes on? I haven't heard of that happening. But in that case, if you've got a load of tinted moisturisers to get through, again, this is a permanent item. Get through those ones first, and then by all means, knock yourself out. But otherwise, this is going to be another one that's just going to join the pile in your drawer or wherever you keep them, just sitting there, the same as all of the others. And it's just, what are we even doing? Next up, the Natasha Denona Mini Biba Collection. So this is a 5-pan eyeshadow palette and a cream blush powder highlight duo. So, I mean, nobody needs either of these things. Okay. I'll break it to you now. If you own large Biba, you definitely don't need the mini one. You've got the large one. What's happening? If you own the bronze palette, the glam palette, if you own lots of Natasha Denona palettes, this is like the most boring one I've ever seen. Is it nice? Does it give you a nice, natural look on the eye? Yes, but are you genuinely telling me you don't have an eyeshadow palette that already does that? Are you? Now, when it comes to the blush and highlight, did you know that the highlight is already in existence? It's the Super Glow in the 2nd shade, I believe. So I already own that in a much larger size, and I liked it at the time. It had its time and place, but I believe there's much nicer highlights that have come out since from Natasha herself. Her Nude Glow I far prefer to the Super Glow now. So the highlight, it's an okay highlight. The blush, it's a cream blush. Again, are you a massive cream blush person? Are you? If you are, how many do you have that are basically the same as this? This is a very, very basic collection. That's what lots of people love about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm the most basic makeup lady you could probably hope to find. But we've all got lots of this. We've got a lot of it, especially the eyeshadow palette. Nobody needs that. And you may be thinking it's only £20, but it's £20 that's halfway to your next foundation that you're going to wait and save up for until you've used the others. So don't be throwing £20 willy-nilly away, okay? That's £20 more than you had yesterday. Next up, this Miss Dior palette. Now, this is one where we need to put goggles on, okay? We need to apply the goggles because this looks very pleasing to the eye, to lots of us, okay? I look at this and I think, oh, that's cute. It's gorgeous. It's like a little clutch. It's very pretty. There's nice little patterns going on there that reel us all in. Very, very sneaky. See the tricks, see how they try to trick us. They try these little tricks, put a little bow on there. They'll think it's spectacular. Put a little, you know, sparkly eyeshadow in there, little Miss Dior logo. Oh, it's all the tricks. Don't fall for it. Goggles on, okay? Don't look directly at it. Ultimately, this is £110 for 3 single eyeshadows, a large blush that's very, very similar to many others that we have, a nail polish we won't really use, and a lipstick in a pan that we definitely won't really use. And if we do, it's going to get disgusting very quickly. As far as I can see, there's no protector on that, and it's a whole palette of powder. It's going to get gross. It's going to get dog hair or cat hair, depending on your preference, is going to get inside there, and it's not going to be very Dior-y for very long. And that's £110 that cost you for 3 single eyeshadows that look like they don't even really go together to make a whole look. So, I mean, you could buy literally like a midi Natasha Denona palette for half the price of this. Let that sink in. Next up, these Chanel Le Comete blushes. Now this is again sneaky tricks, sneaky tricks from Chanel. You see what they've done here? They've somehow made it look like there's a star if you look at the compact, and if you look in the mirror, there's the double C Chanel logo. So this is, we've all lost our minds because there's a different picture. There's a different, oh my, if you look there, it's a star. If you look, who cares about, that's ridiculous. I mean, yes, I'm sure it's very clever. Is that a reason to buy a blusher? It's very questionable, very questionable. Also, how many times are you going to be able to use this before that has completely gone and then it's just a blush? Remember, these are just blushes. They're £50. They're very expensive blushes. As far as the blush itself, do I think it's going to be doubly as nice as an average blush, a Laura Mercier blush, a NARS blush, really beautiful formulas? Do I think this is going to be, as far as the formula itself, twice as good as those? It can't possibly be, can it? I don't believe it to be true. I don't know how it could be. It's just the nice star print that makes it look really special. I'm pretty sure that's going to be gone after a few uses, or it certainly won't look as pretty. It will be very smudged. Okay, so really consider, do I need to spend £50 on a blush? Am I just being reeled in by the star and the C's, or is this a glorious, stunning blush that I think is going to actually change my life? I think you know the answer. Next up, let's talk about this Dior Houndstooth collection, because this has been everywhere. I see everybody losing their minds about this. I think I'm the only one who was not completely suckered in by this gorgeous Houndstooth packaging. And don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. I appreciate it. I see the packaging and I think that's gorgeous. This entire collection is re-promotes. There's not a new thing here, okay? All these lipsticks have already all existed. They're all re-promotes. The eyeshadow is a re-promote. The cushion foundation, which I don't know anyone who's really interested in that anyway, we've already seen 1,000 times. This is all re-promoted. They've just whacked a houndstooth print on it and hoped we wouldn't notice. But we noticed. Or I did, I noticed anyway, because I honestly, here's the thing about these limited edition like packaging launches or collections that purely exist of re-promoted shades. MAC love to do. I mean, lots of brands have started to do this. They'll bring out this new, wow, isn't it? Look at this stunning packaging. It's literally all shades that are all existing that they're probably just trying to get rid of. They've got a load of stock. And they think, oh, if we put Houndstooth print on it, we'll get rid of these in 5 minutes. That's what's going on over there. Here's the thing. If you didn't already buy these lipsticks because you loved the shades of them so much, why do you want it now? It's got a different print on. Do you see where I'm going with this? This is the thing. You didn't want those lipsticks or that eyeshadow palette before when you saw just the colour story or the shade of it, or you saw it on the website or whatever. It's never been of interest to you before. Now they've whacked a black and white Houndstooth print on. Suddenly we're all ears. We are smarter than that. We are smart. We didn't want it before. We don't want it with a Houndstooth print on it, all right? That's trickery. So there you have it. That is everything, hopefully smacked out of your hand and taught a lesson for the day. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. I'd love to see you in the next one. Otherwise, take care for now. Bye, 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 bye.